It's question and answer time. Coming to you from All Classic Drum Covers. Now you guys had some questions for me on my last vlog, which was the question and answers first part. And this is the second part, which I'm going to answer these questions. Now Rob Cameron had a few questions, and so did some other people, and I'm going to start off with his because he's #1 on my channel because he's the first subscriber. So I'll start him off first. And thanks a lot again, Rob Cameron, for being my first subscriber. Anyway, your question was, what was my biggest achievement as a drummer? Well, the biggest achievement so far, and which is going to be, I'm going to top it off soon, but I can't talk about it. But the biggest achievement as a drummer, I had worked with the Grand Brothers in Holland Rhythm back in the 90s. We put a couple CDs out. I was mentioned on the first CD, not the second CD. You know, no big deal. I don't care. But it was a good experience for me. I worked in the recording studio with them, and we did our own music, and we put our own music out. You can find the CDs on Amazon or CD Baby. Another question Rob has had is this one. Rob also asked, what do you see yourself on your channel to get more popular? I'd like to have an audience that interacts with me. Sort of like what Jason Ozant's doing with his channel.
And I lied about there being 3 things. Well, damn it. Talk about a disappointment. I was all looking forward to 3 things. That comment just came today, actually. It made me laugh, so I was like, yeah, I think that's it. That's my comment of the week.
He's got the drum cover of the week, and he gets into some other comments of people saying stuff, and he's interacting with his subscribers. And I think that's the coolest idea I've really seen out there so far. And congratulations, Jason, on something so brilliant.
And now, folks, the drummer cover of the week. I'm not even sure how I found this guy, but I just stumbled upon him and I love him. I mean, the first thing you gotta love is that he's got 2 first names. It's like Ricky Bobby. George St. George or Jorge St. Jorge. I'm not sure which one, but whatever the case, this guy has the most beautiful blue acrylic drum set.
Another question that Rob had asked me is this one. Who is your favorite drummer? Well, my favorite drummer would have to be, I'd say Buddy Rich is my favorite drummer. And the reason why he's my favorite drummer is because he's brought so much to the table for drummers. Unbelievable. That's where most of your rock drummers started from, is watching Buddy Rich. Very, very good drummer. He'll school anybody, seriously. And that's probably why John Bonham also watched him very closely. Was a big part of his life in the drumming field. He never really knew him, but he just listened to him and tried to learn his beats and rolls, which is a good idea for anybody that wants to become a really good drummer. George St. George has asked a few questions. First one, can you talk about your setup? Well, no, I can't. It's high secret. I can't. It's just a 5-piece Rock Show Pearl drum set, kind of like on the lower end. My wife bought it for me, and it's better than the one I had, and I really like it a lot. So I'm going to keep it for a long time, and then hopefully someday I'll have enough money to buy myself even a better set. But this set, I am not going to change my cymbals. The old ride cymbal, that big one I have by my first floor tom, that one was probably made in the 50s. That was my mother's ride cymbal that she had. Zildjian. It's probably an original Zildjian that probably first came out in that time. Pretty heavy duty, and I'll never get rid of it. It's gotta be worth lots to me. I don't know, it's probably worth nothing on the market, but to me it's worth a lot. But George has another question for me. What kind of sticks do you use? To be honest, George, I break more sticks than you can shake a stick at. Almost every drum cover I'm going through a stick or 2. It depends on where I'm at with the cover, if I'm practicing it or if I'm playing it. But each cover that I do, and I do a cover within probably a half an hour from starting to practice to finishing it. I play through, I put my song, that's a little secret here that I got going on with my recording. I put my audio file down 6 times in a row and I play to that like it's one file. So that I don't have to go back and stop it and start it over again and sit down and play it. It's continuously going till maybe I have it on going maybe 3, 4, 5. The hardest song will go up to 6 times. If I can't get it by the 6th time, then I'll go back again the next day and do it. But within that 5-6 song period of the same song, that I'm practicing that song and then hopefully getting a drum cover out of, I'm breaking a stick or two out of that. It really doesn't matter what sticks I've used. I don't even look for brands anymore. I'm looking for the most expensive and heaviest duty that I can find out there. It has a nice heavy weight to it. If you have any suggestions of sticks that will not break, I won't want to use any metal sticks or those funky sticks, nothing like that. And a little story on stick. My mother was playing one night, and the guy from the, I don't know if it was a Ford company or the Chevy company or whoever it was watching my parents play, my mom play, and he noticed that my mom was having a hard time breaking sticks. They wanted to make sticks that would last for her. Came out with these sticks that looked plastic and they're kind of white. They kind of look like the new glow dark sticks they have. It's kind of neat because I kind of seen how they started it and how they worked it, because they put it in their factory to make those, especially for my mom, so she wouldn't break the sticks. But now they're selling them on the market, which is pretty cool. George also has another question here, like, who's my favorite band? I'd say Grand Funk Railroad, because Mark Farner is the creator of Grand Funk Railroad. He's also been their songwriter. He written all the songs except for one of them, which was the We're an American Band. And he kind of didn't like that song, but he still had to do it. Grand Funk Railroad was a decent band. They're from my home state here, Michigan. They're from Flint. They're an awesome band. Okay, Jason, you want to know a few questions. What drummer mostly influenced you? I'd have to say Gary McCracken was a very good drummer, even though the band he was in wasn't all that great. The band he was in was Max Webster, but this guy could really play the drum. If you ever seen Rush in concert back in the 70s, you've probably seen Max Webster, because Max Webster toured with him on their 2112 tour. So that's the guy that mostly influenced me. He's not my favorite drummer, but mostly influenced me with the beats I have and the rolls I do. If you want to check him out look up Max Webster and listen to some of his drumming that he's got in there. It's pretty decent. Their music is a hipster. Okay, Jason. Jason wants to know, if YouTube ceased to exist, how would you want your fans to remember you by? Well, I would like my fans to remember me by that I was a pretty decent guy. Basically, that's about it. Maybe they liked my drumming. Maybe I made an impact on how they want to play drums, how they want to present themselves in the public with their drums. Hopefully I made an impact somehow that they would come back and say, hey, I learned this from Tony on All Classic Drum Cover. That was the coolest thing I ever seen. That's the biggest thing. That's bigger than touring with the biggest band in the world. That I made an impression on somebody out there in the world, because somebody can turn into millions of people. So it's really important to have just that one person that you want to touch in their life. Then lastly, Jason wants to know, let me see, I'm gonna have to read this. He's gonna keep asking this question in the question and answer in the Q&As. The question is, if a tree falls in the wood and no one's around, does the hipster buy its album? Oh, I have the answer for that, Jason, and I think it does, because hipster likes tree music. Tree music is music that sounds good but we would never listen to. So I would say the hipster would, because it's a tree falling and it's music to their ears. So it's tree music. Yes, they would. They would definitely buy it, man. You got yourself the answer. Never have to ask it anymore, bud. You got her. And I love you too, back bro. Okay, Mark Richard. Hey Mark, how you doing? Great drummer too. All these guys that on these question and answers, they're asking me questions, are great drummers. You gotta check their channel out. Just go on there and click on each one of them and check them out. But Mark Richard has this question for me. Will you be posting any videos of your band? Yes, I will be posting videos of my band as soon as we get some made, but it's not gonna be on this channel. We're gonna make a channel solely dedicated for my band, so that it's not going to interrupt my subscriptions I have out there that are watching my channel. They may not like that. I'm going to put it on a different channel and I'll let you know, and I'll add it, put it as an advertisement on this channel so you know where to find it at. Okay, bud? Thanks. Drumman190. He's got 4 questions for me. Will a band be on iTunes or Spotify? I'm not sure, William, because I'm not in charge of the production or any of that part. My hands are nowhere near that pot. It's just going to be whatever, and I really can't talk about it right now. It's something that we don't even know what's going to happen yet until the producers come back and say this is how it's going to be done. We got to be hush hush until the producers get the stuff together and say, okay, this is the band. I'll let you know if it does, okay? What's your favorite song to play in the band? Well, I have to be My Spirit Will Live On. It's got a nice beat to it. I like how the guitar solos and the vocals are in it as well. Alright, William, you want to know what my favorite drummer is? And I think I answered that earlier before, and that would have to be Buddy Rich. And he wants to know what my favorite band is. Going back to my favorite band would be Grand Funk Railroad. I do have another favorite band too, it'd be Pink Floyd, and there's another reason for that. But favoritism, I'd have to say Grand Funk, 'cause I like the beats in it. Drums Cajun and Music One. Drums Cajun and Music One has 2 questions for me. How much time have you played drums? Well, it's kind of a tricky question. I was learning in my mom's stomach when she was carrying me before I was born, because she played drums on stage and bounced to the beats and all stuff. I must have developed some kind of rhythm before I was even born, so I'd have to say I was playing drums before I was born. I'm 56 years old now, so I'd say I've been playing drums for 57 years now. But in real terms, physically, 45 years around that time. Another question he has, who's your favorite band? Well, we're getting back to it again, and I have to say Grand Funk Railroad is my favorite band. Pink Floyd's number 2. Some other ones out there, I'm not going to mention them, it's going to be too boring to do that. Zach's Drum Covers wants to know, hey, you going for the dwarf look, man? Like Lord of the Rings or something? I'm not sure, but it seems like it, Zach. But if I do, I'll let you know. Second question, where your band is based, are you actually somewhere else? Yes, I am. I'm 400 miles away from my band. We can't just get together and play. We got to do everything over the internet. When we go do our recording, we're gonna be together on that. It just depends. Okay, second, where's your band based out? Are you around them? No, I'm not close to them at all. They live in Detroit. I live in we have Upper Peninsula, so it's about 400 miles from me. So there's no way we can get together and just jam. We sound like together, so we have to do everything. Record this, record that, and send it. Yeah, it's pretty far away. Well, that's it for the question and answers I have. Hopefully I answered some questions enough for you so you know what's going on. Thank you.